Hola, cage fighting connoisseurs. This is Kidnate, donde está bloodyelbow.com with the one, the only, ineffable, ineluctable, or whatever, Eugene S. Robinson, author of Aussie.com or something.
You can just end with the F. Or start the F. Eugene S. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so UFC 209, care, don't care preview. Eugene, I believe we need a disclaimer.
Crybabies, bedwetters, malingerers, greedy bread gobblers, work-shy individuals, bedwetters, if I haven't said that already. This is
Popeye's probably listening. So
this is less about your skills and talents as a human being or a fighter, and much more about the heft and marketing weight that WMEIMG and the Bald One have put behind you. You want to get from the don't care list to the care list. Fight an exciting fight. Until then, don't come crying to us, malingerers.
Well said. No fuchsia tie this morning. It's kind of subdued, Eugene.
Well, that's because I didn't sleep in it.
I see. Change clothes between shows, huh?
Yeah, now that I got you working me like a freaking slave. Maybe those who don't watch If I Did It don't know that mere hours ago we did If I Did It, which were mere hours after Knuckle Up. It's just like you want to see a sweatshop. This is it, baby. MMA sweatshop.
And somewhere in Fox Corporate, they're looking at Eugene's suit and going, we're paying this guy too much. I don't know who he is. That's something tells me.
I got a look like that from Larry Flint once, and I knew we were sunk. I was like, hey, Larry, here's Eugene, from Code. Say hi. And Larry took one look at me, and it was like a shark biting a human, like they could do that minute minute-to-minute assessment about, oh shit, he's not worth it. That suit is too expensive. I got to sell that magazine. And he sold it within the month.
Well, he's a smart man.
Smart
businessman. I don't think anybody ever denied it. So
no, there you go.
Live and learn. So Saturday night pay-per-view.
Saturday nights are right for fighting.
As any Elton John fan like yourself knows, bump.
Elton John, Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli, Barbra Streisand. I love them all. I wonder what that says.
You can't say this man isn't well-rounded. Yeah, I too love Judy Garland though, but it doesn't say anything. It doesn't.
I'm a big fan of show tunes,
That's why I'm so heartbroken that People Who Need People wasn't on the new Oxbow album.
You mean Thin Black Duke?
Yes.
May 5th release by my group Oxbow.
There you go. Anyway, there's a lot of controversy about the Hamlish being disrespected, and
the current Oxbow fight is about whether any photos that magazines request of us that are live should be photos of me in my underwear.
I see. Are they asking you to put on pants to clean up your act?
The guitar player is trying to get the PR people to pile on with no underwear shots. It's like, man, how about you just use photos of you for me instead, and then you can tell everybody that you're the vocalist and that the vocalist's name is Nico Wenner, and then we'll be set. I see.
There's nothing like, what is it, 20 years in the same band?
Oh my God, since 1980, 88.
Wow. So yeah.
Before that, because he was in Whipping Boy as well. So
so you're talking 30 years of bitterness and resentment and grudges and slights and insults and fights.
All from one side to another. I'm like one of those blithely ignorant guys who's like, man, just because I've eaten your lunch 5 times in a row doesn't mean the 6th time that you need to be offended.
Just the eternal innocence abroad.
I might be somewhat at fault, but it's a singer syndrome. First to start talking, last to stop talking, and never around to carry equipment.
We all know you've abrogated yourself with special status because you're a singer. And,
better than that. I'm a front man.
Even worse. Anybody in a band who's not a front man knows. Front man of the colorectal cancer of the musical scenes.
Yeah, but without colorectal cancer, nobody knows anything about cancer.
I think that's probably breast cancer these days. But anyway.
Okay, anyway.
All right, so we've got 3 fights on Fight Pass, 4 fights on Fox Sports 1, 5 fights on pay-per-view. Headlined, of course, by Tyron Woodley and Stephen Thompson, rematching for the UFC welterweight title, which they fought to a tie a while back. What was the UFC where they did it? UFC 205 was the one. And so this is all happening.
Have you rewatched that fight?
I did rewatch that fight, but we'll get to it.
Okay, I will get to it. All right.
Time will tell, Eugene.
All right.
This isn't your first show. You should know better than a rookie mistake like that. Come on.
Premature.
Yes, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. So it's happening in Paradise, Nevada, in the T-Mobile Arena. And first, 3 fights on Fight Pass, starting with
where is Paradise?
Where is Paradise? What kind of question is that? You know,
guy like me wouldn't know.
Eugene.
I'm not a rich guy. You, on the other hand, would know.
Yeah, I heard it was inside a bandmate's wife, or at least you were looking. That's where you were looking last time. So
the guy's overreacting to something like that. Why would he begrudge me?
Yeah. As for Paradise, Nevada, I have no fucking idea. I was kind of curious about that myself. I mean, why are they not in Vegas? This is the T-Mobile Arena. It's in Clark County. It's right next to Vegas. It's just they're just dodging some local taxes. That's all.
All right.
This is just hokum. Yeah, this is just another scam from the creeps in Vegas. Okay. Fight Pass, bantamweights, Albert Morales and Andre Soukhamthath. This is kind of like a H.P. Lovecraft name. Soukhamthath.
Yeah, his middle name is Satulu. You and I both know that your inability to pronounce the name indicates that this is a solid don't care.
But I'm not going to be able to pronounce the co-main event. Khabib, Nurmagomedov.
No, we mess around with that. We've actually got that down.
I don't have it down. I'm struggling working with it.
You struggle with it. You know, the thing is, last night, with Frisson, is that you use the American pronunciation. You wouldn't
Which is perfectly correct.
But it's common usage. You're just embarrassing yourself.
I see. I'm not ashamed to be a yokel from the West Texas Panhandle.
That's all right.
I went to a state school. That's no shame in my game, Eugene. All right, so we don't care about this one. Now, women's strawweight, Cynthia Calvillo and Amanda Cooper.
I don't care.
I don't care either. Sorry, ladies. And now, light heavyweight, Paul Craig and Tyson Pedro.
I don't care.
No.
Almost a little bit because of Tyson Pedro, but not enough to get my little scratch sheet out.
Yeah, Paul Craig, almost, not quite. Sorry, fellas. It's just he's undefeated.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, we've seen your fights.
No, my professional record, undefeated. There you go.
I see. It's beautiful. I too have an undefeated professional record, although I've never actually.
Hey, whatever, man. This tomatoes.
That's right. So yeah, I'm interested in Paul Craig, but I'm not quite to caring. All right, and now we've got heavyweight Mark Godbeer versus Daniel Spitz.
Almost again because of Godbeer, but not quite.
Yeah, I don't. I don't have any.
And the thing is, I feel okay being harsh about this because of the fact that it's not just the bald one and Silva and Sean Shelby, also known as Keith. It's come on. You're just trying to trick me into Donna Shalala land. Sean Shelby, also known as Keith. Fans of Knuckle Up understand what I mean. It's not those guys. It's WME, so it's a different standard, So the standard might be revealed to us at the end of the evening, but right now it doesn't feel like shit to me. Sorry, guys. I don't know what they're doing.
They're.
I mean, some of it's been somewhat revealed in the past. Like they take an undefeated guy, so right away you got juice because the guy is undefeated, and you just take two guys, you put them in rocky situations. It's your shot, fellas. Bang or not, this is it for you. So you go out and typically in the last few weeks, if 2017 has been any indication, some of these fights have borne great fruit. Like fights I'd just be, because I didn't know the guys, I wouldn't be casual about it, I wouldn't be into it. And these guys are getting in there and swinging for the freaking fences. So I'm not saying these are going to be dog fights, but I'm saying they also could be unanimous decision, crawl fest. They could be those too,
Anything could happen. That's what we're saying. We don't know. That's why they're having the fights. We don't know what's going to happen. So,
but they're still on the don't care list.
Yeah, I'm expecting Godbeer to get clocked. He wasn't impressive in his UFC debut, but we'll see. I don't know anything about this Daniel Spitz cat. All right, now bantamweight, Iuri Alcantara and Luke Sanders.
Yes, I care.
Because of Alcantara.
Alcantara, not Sanders.
Yes. Now Alcantara, is this man a gict?
Yes, he is.
Yes. He beat Brad Pickett. But he lost to Frankie Saenz, Jimmy Rivera.
Right. And I picked Brad Pickett to win, so I was shocked when he lost. I go, the magic of gict.
I remember telling you not to do that, Eugene. Like
Did
so
you?
many of your missteps, I was there saying, no, don't do this.
So you told me not to leave Apple. I don't remember that. That was my biggest professional mistake ever, actually.
Leaving Apple?
Yeah, I should
What
have
year
done.
did you leave Apple?
Shit, I don't remember. 2000,
Missed all the
2001.
sweet stuff from the jobs era, mostly.
Oh no. I got there. I got there like 3 months after Jobs got back. So his and my rise were closely. They were co-joined. Or his re-rise, my rise, and
Yeah,
that's
I mean, say you got the what was the first little bubble thing he made? The iMac. You got the
yeah,
iMac.
yeah. I was there for that. Yeah,
You got maybe a little bit of the iPod, just a taste of the iPod.
I was there for that. Yeah,
But you got a zero, the iPhone.
zero the iPhone, but it doesn't matter because I left with all that stock that you keep telling me to get rid of.
I see. I'm telling you to cash the stock.
Yeah, that's the same thing, my friend.
Well, it's called monetizing.
You know what? You know why I could stay in and feel so comfortable? I'll tell you honestly why. Because the employee stock purchase plan, they give you that stuff 15% off the market rate. So for me, the videotape ends when I leave in 2001, right? So I go like, well, 15% below what I got in 2001. Hey, that's not too bad. I'm not looking at what I lost.
I see.
I'm looking at what I gained.
I see. Very positive, very inspiring.
Yeah, mate.
Why were you? Why did you decide to leave Apple in 2001 anyway?
Oh, you just had to do that, right? Adobe came along and offered
Rode
me
you away?
a 48% salary increase.
I see.
48%.
And they were like, "We've got PDFs. You've heard of PDFs?"
Actually, the only guy from my group who still has a job is the guy who I dismissively gave PDFs to. I want to take one of the glamour positions, like the video editing stuff, and
Premiere, Adobe
yeah,
Premiere.
Adobe
Boy, that
Premiere.
got killed.
How do you like that? Eugene Robinson. I'm going to take the glamour stuff because it'll put me in direct connection with Hollywood, and I'm going to give Jim that crappy PDF that nobody cares about, and
Yeah.
look where we are.
Yeah, and here we are. All right, so back to the fights. All right, so we're both picking Iuri Alcantara?
No, because
No.
he's a gict. So I'm picking. I don't even write the other guy's name down when I have a gict. No, I don't even write his name down because I don't know him enough to trust him. I just write not Alcantara.
I see. Not Alcantara. So, Cool Hand Sanders. I remember this cat. Remember they call him Cool Hand Luke? Get it?
I got it. Yeah.
He's from Nashville. And he beat Maximo Blanco in his UFC debut.
No.
Huh. Yeah, I'm going to pick him. I, too, am going to pick him just because I don't trust Alcantara. I mean, who would?
Yeah, okay, so you're going to pick Sanders.
Yeah, I got to. It's kind of like it's like a thing.
Okay. I got it on
it's
the
a
coat
mandate.
sheet.
A mandate.
It's a public mandate.
A public mandate. All right, now we've got featherweight. Mirsad Bektic.
Yeah.
Sorry. I really am sorry about all this, but I can't say the guy's name. Mirsad Bektic and Darren Elkins.
How are you spelling the first name there? Bektic?
Bektic, B-E-K.
No, how are you spelling the first name?
Mirsad, M-I-R-S-A-D. Mirsad.
M-A-R-S-I-D. Okay, yeah. Bektic versus who?
Darren Elkins.
Yeah, I guess I almost care because of Darren Elkins.
I care about both these cats, kind of.
Yeah.
I root against Darren Elkins. I'm still mad at him for a decision he got like in 2013 over Hatsu Hiyoki.
Oh yeah, you're Japanophilism.
Yeah,
you know what? You know what? I'm not. I mean, if the standard is, hey Eugene, you want another piece of cake? This doesn't pass the piece of cake thing.
People are inviting you over to watch their TV on their pay-per-view dime. Do you leave money for the pay-per-view?
Sometimes.
Like what, once?
No, I say, here, man, here's something. The guy goes, oh, forget about that. And I do that 3 times, and after that, I don't offer.
I see. So 3 times, 4
times. I just try to be really entertaining,
I see.
Singing for my supper. So I'm like typically shirtless in front of the TV, giving my color commentary, because nobody needs to hear Rogan. And that's so I pay for. Strangely, I don't get invited back too often.
Let's see. But somehow you've got third time, 3 times you offered for the
Enough.
pay-per-view.
That's right. Enough. So no, I'm gonna have to. This is WME. Why am I? This is not some guy who's trying to get 4.2. This is some guy who had 4.2 and bought the UFC. And the standard in my mind has got to be: you want to be an entertainment company, be fucking entertaining. I have questions about whether the Elkins fight is going to be any kind of entertaining to me. So don't care.
Let's see. Well, the Bektic fight, man, he's 4-0 in the UFC. They both beat Chaz Skelly. I got it with Bektic, and I care. Okay. I think he might like put Darren Elkins' head through the mat, which I've been waiting to happen for a long time. Anyway. Okay, now we've got the Fox Sports 1 headliner. Sometimes these are big fights. This time it's heavyweights. Marcin Tybura versus Luis Henrique.
Yes, I care.
Because?
Hey, man, I'm all in for Team Poland.
Team Poland. So just sheer jingoism.
Well, it's also got the most insane politician this side of the Donald Trump. Yeah.
Or the Korean Peninsula.
Yeah, Corvin Mika. He's the one who Marine Le Pen said, "Let's make common cause together." He goes, "Great. Who's gonna do structurally? We have to put it together. Who do you think we should get to do our accounting?" And Corvin Mika says, "Oh, let's get a Jew to do it."
Class, smart, shrewd.
And people flipped out, and he was like, "What? What?" He's one of those guys. Like what? So Corvin Mika came out today and said, I don't know what the because they had this million woman march of Poland to protest that the peace parties push toward right-wing excess by like making abortion illegal. So he was what? Women are stupid and weak. That was today.
Women are stupid and weak.
Corvin Mika.
Maybe it sounds different in the original Polish. Like there's a word maybe that means stupid and also beautiful, or
this is a guy who was stabbed by his daughter. There was also that thing. Why she stabbed her father has been unknown, but she stabbed him.
I see. Well,
so he's that kind of guy.
I'm sure she had her reasons. What can I say?
So that means to me that Marcin, who is Polish, does not want to go back to fucking Poland.
I see. He's got his back to the wall.
And will fight like a man with his hair on fire.
Henrique is one of these cats that got clocked by Francis Ngannou, and I don't hold that against him particularly anymore. I think we've reached a point where getting beat by Francis Ngannou doesn't really say you're bad.
Nope.
So yeah. So I'm picking Henrique.
Okay, you're gonna pick Henrique. Oh, Kike.
This pay-per-view card is actually looking.
Oh, don't do it. They're not paying your checks. You're not Ariel Hawani.
This time you're going against another state college guy, Syracuse. Moderate.
Hey, what happened with those fucking morons at MMA Fighting yesterday? They listed the results of the MMA Fighters Only MMA Awards, and it's like the winners are in bold and everybody's in bold. Is that one of those like loser things? Like, hey, you guys, everybody wins.
No, that's just incompetence there on my colleague's part. I'm not gonna,
pile on.
No, I'm not gonna cover for him. Fuck him. So
Yeah. Okay, good.
It is what it is. Yeah, they're big boys. They can handle it. But yeah, that's maybe they haven't announced the winners. I think the winners are announced tonight anyway.
Oh, okay.
Bloody Elbows on Kareem Zidane is up for Journalist of the Year.
I hope they both win.
And Bloody Elbow, yeah, for Website of the Year. So
you know who I hopes would win more.
That is.
Anyway, let's just keep going.
Let's see. That's not kindling outside your window, is it?
Buddy, I'm as misty could get. Play misty for me, Nate. Alexi. Is that Chris Weidman over there?
Yes. Well, yeah. Just next year we can set ourselves on fire. Immolation.
There'll be no next year for some of us.
Let's see. Well, that's always the case. Yeah. All right. Now let's play the money game the right way. We don't have to add up.
Right. All right. I got it.
It doesn't have to add up to $65. You can spend up to $65, and if you're an idiot, you can even spend more.
You're
But
a gambling degenerate. I got it.
yes, you just got to announce how much you would pay for each fight. And Eugene, you've got a pencil and a scrap of paper?
I'm using the computer to write this down on this because I sat down without a pen and a paper, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we see what we're dealing with here. I might even have a no.
I got it, man. I picked not Alcantara. You picked Sanders. You picked Beckett. I picked nobody. I picked Marcin. You picked Henrique. I'm right. I told you. I got it written down.
This amazing short-term memory thing is amazing. Yeah. So, okay. First up, main card opener, UFC 209 heavyweights, Alistair Overeem and Mark Hunt.
Care.
Big cares.
Okay.
How much money would you pay for this?
$15.
15.
Yep.
I'd easily pay 15 for this. This is a long-awaited fight. And now, who you got?
I think even the jungle wants Mark Hunt to lose this, but the biggest and most noteworthy gift that we have, and this is really special because he hasn't got to Gicta, is Overeem. I mean, I don't see the jungle letting Hunt win, but I see Overeem being able to find a way to lose, and so
the kids are resourceful. You got to hand it to him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go with. I know it's almost a mistake because he was pursuing this lawsuit and he was pissed off about the thing and he's getting older.
He won. It got over the fight. The loss to Brock Lesnar was overturned to turn it into a no contest.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Right.
And that wasn't the lawsuit. He's still pursuing the financial lawsuit, but
right.
Not many people win against the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So
yeah, and which is what makes me nervous. But
he's also 42 years old, Eugene. Can you remember being 42?
That's how old that is. I can't even remember being that old. Yeah, I remember being 42, man. I was handsome and fly and doing all kinds of bad things.
You don't even have to remember anything to make that assertion.
That's like yesterday.
You could say that about yourself at
any given point. Yeah, right. All right, so the temptation is to pick Overeem, but I just, what are their respective rankings, actually?
I'll have to look that up. I don't often consult the UFC.
But just to show you my heart's in the right place, before you find that shit, I will say right now that I'm in for Hunt.
Let's see. Overeem is number 3 in the heavyweight division. And Hunt is not in the top 5. Is he in the top 10? And he is number 8 with a bullet down.
Okay, well, that's you saying that.
That's the fact saying that. That is the UFC.com saying that.
Oh, there's an arrow?
Yeah, there's an arrow.
Yeah, of course they would say that. Anyway, I'm picking Hunt.
You're picking Hunt.
I can't trust guys I can't trust.
No, but I got to pick Overeem just because Hunt's old. I think Overeem has more skills. Yeah, I got to go with Overeem. And but it's I don't see him knocking out.
You are bloody elbows, Charlie Brown. Come on, kick the football, Charlie Brown. And there goes Kid Nate with the football.
Yeah, I do have that sinking feeling in my stomach already of picking Overeem and watching him get clowned by some fool. He had to be. Remember when he lost to Ben Rothwell?
Yep. Bobble it away. Just bobble it away. Yep.
But then he went on a 4-fight tear, and then he lost to Stipe pretty badly in his title fight. Yeah. So, $15 down. Now we get to lightweight. David, what the hell am I doing on a pay-per-view card? Teymur and Lando Vannata.
Oh yeah, of course. Big care.
Yeah, Lando is the guy. This is why the dude's on the pay-per-view card, because Lando.
Mm-hmm. And but an imbalanced fight doesn't necessarily make it an expensive fight. I'm gonna give it a 5. I would give it a 10.
$10. I'll give it $10 too, because Lando had that spectacular, wheel kick against McDessie last time.
Yeah, can't keep eating off of that though. But yeah.
Well, but they're putting him in here against. Frankly, they're throwing chum in the water. It's and that's one thing I like about WME. They are not afraid to put their thumbs on the scales. They just don't always know who's credible.
We call it a little something for the people.
Yeah. So we're looking for a squash match here, and we're fine with that.
And you're picking?
What, huh?
You're picking?
I'm picking Lando. Come on, I just called it a squash match. I referred to the other guy as Chum. Me and Lando is
I
the
thought
shark.
you've done stranger things. I didn't know. You know.
It's true. It's my judgment is always abysmal.
That's why we're doing this show together. If you haven't figured that out,
Yes.
you know we're doing this show. We're doing this show on the internet. Something I said would never make it.
Much like the Beastie Boys.
Yes, and the Butthole Surfers and Suicidal Tendencies.
So many others.
Flash in the pan. Flash in the pan.
You're practically the second coming of John Hammond here, one of the great talent scouts in the music biz. All right, now we've got at middleweight, former light heavyweight champ Rashad Evans versus Dan Kelly.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Everything about this coming down to, it's like when you see that. I tell you, I saw an ex-girlfriend walking down Flatbush Boulevard, Flatbush Avenue. Sorry,
must have been a while back.
Yeah, she was older than me anyway, right? When I was 17, she was like 37. Bunch of years.
Did you feel like she exploited you in that situation?
Well, some people would call her a sex criminal, but I wouldn't.
The age of consent in New York is what? 18, 17, 16?
I don't. Who knows? Yeah, this was the disco era. I met her at the Mud Club, right? So,
see.
And so I'm driving down Flatbush Avenue with some friends, and I do a neck turn because I see this old woman walking down the street with a cane.
Oh,
a cane.
And
a perceptive buddy of mine goes, "Well, you know her?" And much like Judas denying 3 times before the cock crowed.
It wasn't Judas that denied it. It was St. Peter. Come on.
Hey,
Western culture, Western Civ 101.
Hey, come on. I'm an Old Testament guy. You know that. So 3 times he goes, you know her? I go, no.
You couldn't bring yourself to admit she broke your heart.
I couldn't bring myself to admit I got out with somebody who looked like a homeless bag lady.
Man, didn't even give her a hot lunch.
Nah, the car was going too fast. I see.
And what was the point of that, Rashad Evans?
Yeah, that when it is so as the car is pulling down Flatbush Avenue, I got the sads from the outset. I mean, there was no fucking around. I was sad. I see Rashad sitting behind the camera flash. I think on Paige Van Sant. He's sitting behind her, and at first he's doing the whole celebrity thing, like, "Don't look at me, don't look." Then he goes, "They're not looking at me," and then he's like, "They're not look. Will you look at me? Will you look at me? Please look at me." And the camera didn't fucking budge off of Paige, and he was like, this guy, this is a wreck. And they've given him, they've given him as much of a gimme as they're ever going to give him, probably based on how much he's getting paid now. He's pulling down, but he's not the man he used to be. And this is, my God, if he wins this, in anything other than dominating fashion, it's sad. If he loses this, it's sad. If he wins this and gets in, and you know, this is precisely why the Lost Battalion watch list has been created. If he wins this and then gets in and says something,
isn't he like Professor Emeritus of the Lost Battalion? Hasn't he got tenure on the Lost Battalion? He's been in Lost Battalion for like half a decade.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he is Professor Emeritus because he's periodically come out with stuff that just indicates to me that he's not thinking about this the right way. But it's almost so much so that way that you have to say, I think he's crazy. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to use that word casually, but I don't know, man. So yeah, I care about this, but I am terrified to make a pick. The Florence Night. How about this? The Florence Nightingale in me is gonna pick him because I really want dude to be okay. This is not something anybody really wants to fucking see. It's like the last days of Chris Lieben. You like that? There was something fucked up about you.
Yeah. I mean, because this is the thing. Back in the day, Rashad Evans hasn't been fighting guys since Dan Kelly, since like he beat up Sean Salmon and whatever that was, 2008, 7, 7, 8, whatever it was, and now Kelly is I think a prohibitive favorite. He's on a 3-1 streak in his last 4 fights. He won twice last year. And this is a guy who honestly is not fit to carry Rashad's car keys around. I mean, in the big picture. But tonight or tomorrow night, I think he might mop the floor with Rashad, which is fucking sad.
Yeah, it's terrible, man.
So how much would you pay to see an old favorite get humiliated?
I just
$20?
No, $5, man.
$5, huh?
$5. I can't.
$5,
it just feels bad. No matter, I keep trying to look at it different ways, and it just feels bad every single way I try to look at it.
Yeah, it's not a happy maker, but I'll pay $10 for it. What the heck?
And who are you picking?
I'm picking Dan Kelly. I already said.
Okay.
Pay attention, Eugene.
No, you said good things about Dan Kelly, but I wasn't sure you picked him. So I'm paying. Oh, wait. So I'm paying $5, and you're picking Kelly. Yeah, I did want you to make it official, and you're paying 10.
I'm paying 10 because I'm a big spender. High roller.
Yeah, you're a sadist, is what you are. That's all right. I mean, if there's somebody who's feeling good about this fight, please text me, tweet me, something. I want to know.
Let us know. We want to hear make the case.
I'm feeling grimmer than grim about this.
Grim. You has too many feels, Eugene. Too many feels.
It's like if you told me my mother was fighting Daniel Kelly, I'd be like, oh no. Come on, Mom. I don't want my mother fighting Dan Kelly.
Yeah, settle down, Mom. Let's hold out for a bigger name. Yeah. So
and a bigger purse.
Yes, exactly. First I look at the purse. Now we come to the co-main. This is a fight. Now you can say what you like about this fight card, but I think with Overeem Hunt and the last
I'm excited. I'm excited about it.
This is a legit UFC night. There's going to be plenty to talk about, plenty to see.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 common cares. That's better than we've been doing the last few weeks. So
yeah, this is easily the best card of the year so far. I think it's only going to get hardcores, but I think the hardcores are going to be buzzing about it.
Yep.
And some of that might spill over to casuals because this, my friend, is easily the most important and best lightweight fight in a long time. I mean, obviously Conor McGregor taking the title from Eddie Alvarez was historically a big deal for the lightweight division. Biggest fight in MMA at the time. But Alvarez didn't have the shine on him. McGregor's a special case. He's almost like a parallel universe. He comes in division, wrecks it, leaves, looking for the next thing. So it's like, I hate to say this, but you can't compare Conor McGregor to mere mortals, I mean, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I got something to say about Conor McGregor, but let's wait till we get to
I mean, either of these guys could possibly beat Conor McGregor, but the leprechaun is long fucking gone by the time he gets cereal box.
I think he's close to getting juked.
He's juking himself at the moment.
It's so much easier to juke. I was rolling with some guy yesterday, and he's stymieing me. He's got me in half guard, and I'm just making him fucking miserable. And at one point, he just says, fuck it. And he kicks my leg out of half guard. And I just kind of stop and I go, as an upper belt should, I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? The guy goes, what? I go, why would you do that? Why would you give me that? You just gave me fucking 4 points, Well, because I figure I got a better chance of getting out of your side control. And I go, okay, let's try that.
Yeah, how'd that work out for him?
Oh, terribly.
Because was he painfully introduced to old man jiu-jitsu?
Yes.
EJJ?
It's fucking. It's just out of control.
Was there a chin bone in an eye socket? Oh yes. Anyway,
how about this one? Eugene, what the fuck? Head in the chin and the chin and the eye. Yeah, everything. All of
the whole treatment. It's a beautiful tale. All right.
Anyway, so anyway, Conor McGregor, he is making it easy to juke him, and he is on the verge of being fucking juked. Like my mother said, what she would say when I was like, you tore your drawers now. He's desperately close to having.
What's it done? You tore your drawers now.
Yeah. He's desperately close to having anyway. So let's get back to the game here.
Yes. So lightweight. Khabib Nurmagomedov, Tony Ferguson, Elkins. See, I botched everybody's name because I'm dyslexic. That's the only thing.
No, you did a fine job. And there's not a single person who didn't know who you were talking about. It's all about communication.
Excellent.
So exactly. Big care.
Oh yeah, this is like.
I would pay $35 for this.
I'd pay 25. I mean, just because I've already overspent on the other cards, the other fights on the card. But yeah, 35. Fuck yeah, this could be a fucking headliner, and I'd buy it.
Yep.
So, but now the hard part.
Oh, look who's here.
Oh,
Popeye.
Popeye.
He only came this close so he could fart. Wow.
Let's see. Well, he's, if you're doing quality work, you want people to notice. You want it to be appreciated.
All right, so
who are you picking, Eugene?
the optics on this and the backstory. I was really disappointed. I really got a good look at Khabib's stand-up.
Was that a rattlesnake?
Yeah, it was him shaking his head.
I see. Sounds like a rattlesnake.
I was really disappointed with Khabib. I saw some chinks in the armor, and and not Kenny Power chinks, but chinks in the armor. And it's AKA, and I would have hoped that those guys would look. Fucking DC was not afraid of standing up with Rumble, and I can't think of anybody who is not afraid of standing up with Rumble. But so the guys at AKA, feel pretty confident in their stand-up stuff. The boxing coach routinely makes fun of me when I go over there, so he's got that. And there's a possibility he could have been gaslighting the guy by his last fight with that stand-up, where I go, man, actually his stand-up is not good, and Ferguson is kind of rangy, but I'm not gonna bet against the fucking Dagestanis, man. I can't do it. It just seems ill-advised. I mean, the thing is, even if Ferguson gets him in a position where he could like choke him out, you got to know that Khabib is not the kind of guy who's gonna fucking submit. He's just gonna get choked out, get arm broken, whatever. I don't see himself constitutionally able to lose this fight.
I see. Even though Ferguson might be the more well-rounded fighter.
That's what I'm saying. I think he is, but he avoided this fight. And a guy on his heels backpedaling is not a guy who I'm thinking is.
I would say he was chasing McGregor, the big money fight. A totally logical decision.
Yeah, that was a smart decision, but it wasn't. I don't know.
But now here he is. Now
I'm still back and forth on this, so it could change. But right now,
you're going with racism, stereotyping, prejudice, bigotry.
With Dagestani. But there also comes a time when undefeated guys have to meet their fucking makers, or like Marcin said, you get dragged 2 ways to get to the cross. You walk or you get dragged there, and maybe this is his. Well, I guess that was the worst thing I said, given that the guy is Muslim. But 2 ways to get to.
And they believe in Jesus as a prophet.
That's true. Okay, so
Muslim Christmas.
I don't know. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? I mean,
you going to copy my work? Is that what you think?
I've liked Ferguson for a long time, and I like the range, and I like the fact that he's got a solid kicking game, and the jiu-jitsu is good, and my experience when I have gone against guys of his build, I lose, because it's like all of a sudden you're like, well, I got about 1.1 seconds before he locks out. Too late, because his legs, they're right there. So I just miscalculate. But I guess AKA would have him go against a guy, Khabib go against a guy his kind of height and weight, and this is tough, man.
You're talking yourself in circles, Eugene.
I am. So is it that I have to make my pick first? Is that what's happening?
I'm picking Ferguson. No shame in my game.
Okay, all right.
No doubt.
We got some action. I'm picking Khabib.
I mean, it's Khabib's game is fearsome, but it's limited. I mean, when I close in my mind's eye, when I see this fight go down, I see Khabib trying to do a quick shot, take him down, wrestle mug him on the ground, and I see Ferguson just putting his long arms and long legs out there and keeping him away and picking away at him, and then you get yourself a fucking split decision for Ferguson. Yeah, I think Khabib is going to dominate early, but I don't think he can finish Ferguson, not in the first round. Do you see him finishing Ferguson?
No.
I see him, if he wins, he breaks Ferguson.
This is a 5-rounder too, right?
I heard something about that, but I don't know if it's a 5-rounder. Why? Because are they making it an interim title fight? I mean, because it's just a co-main event, but I did hear. No, it is the interim title fight. Okay, so yeah, it is a 5-rounder. Yeah, no way Khabib wins a 5-rounder. Unless he just ragdolls him so much that he's essentially walking dead in the first round. Ferguson has too many ways to win, and both his submissions and his stand-up, I think, are better than Khabib's. Khabib has the grappling edge. I mean, if he wants to fight on the ground, he's going to put it on the ground violently, again and again. But yeah, I think Ferguson's ready. And I think, your Dagestani point, Ferguson is a mean, hard-cased asshole,
What are you basing that on?
Remember when he was on the Ultimate Fighter show and he revealed himself to be a deeply prickish individual?
Oh, I never watched that show.
Yeah. See, there was a moment.
After the masturbation and the salad thing, I was out.
One splash of jizz in the salad dressing, and Eugene won't.
Hey man, I want that kind of action. I'll go out to the city on Friday night.
Yeah, I'll have the sesame. I heard good things about the sesame seed. Yeah. Now Ferguson had some moment. This was like one of the last seasons of Tough I watched, and Ferguson had some moment where it just came out he was a mean, ugly drunk, and just seems like a mean person, like genuinely shitty, tough, mean person with something awful in his background,
All right. Well,
so
maybe that's the guy we'll see.
Yeah. So I got to go with Ferguson, and now we come to the main event.
Okay, hold on. Let's step off just a little bit here.
Do the math on what we
No, not the math. What does a jungle want? What is
the racist jungle?
No. WME. We're talking about Q ratings. We're talking about.
They want Wonder Boy Thompson the whole way. They're getting a little juice.
No, I'm talking about Khabib and Ferguson.
They want Ferguson. That's why they booked this fight. If they wanted Khabib anywhere within sniffing distance of the real title, they would have booked him against McGregor already.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Why not more love for Khabib?
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Okay, there we go. Try that on.
Yeah, and look, we're in the Trump era. They're gonna be like excited about having a Muslim champion and the whole bit and all the associated bullshit that comes with that. They're from Hollywood. They're fucking bigots. I mean,
go ahead and say it.
It's a business decision.
They're Hollywood, huh? I know what you mean.
I said they're bigots.
Zionist occupied industry.
Yeah. Ari Emanuel is awfully close with Jared Kushner. I mean, for some reason. It's almost like there's a telepathic connection. It's the weirdest thing.
Maybe they have meetings together.
Maybe. Well, they have. The Emanuel brothers have both met with President Trump. So,
right.
But yeah, no, I mean, they're just like, I think that a real marketing genius would embrace Khabib.
Yeah.
Because I think the fan base likes him. I think the American public.
Well, because I saw that they was doing some clickbaity thing about which MMA guy has fought a bear. And I was like, oh, man, they're actually putting a little bit of juice behind the Dagestani miracle. So, all right.
And headlining MMA fighting yesterday, I want to be the first Muslim champion.
Yeah.
And in the era of Trump, that's eyeballs. You're immediately half the country is social justice warriors all of a sudden and wanting to root, for the Islamic fighter. And I can, that's my natural inclination.
Like that meme. This is a future that liberals imagine for America, and there's a
woman in a burqa or a dude dressed as a woman in a burqa next to a transgender.
I love that.
Yes, it was. But the main thing is that working public transport. I'd love to have some of that around Austin.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So, but I mean, R. Emanuel is not a marketing genius. He's a bigoted Hollywood conventional thinker. And so, he's looking for blondes and sages and pages.
I don't know that at all. That is a bald one's purview. I think that Ari is about 5,000 times smarter and understands that this all-American weird idea that the bald one had from his Boston base, is not necessarily what fucking flies. Who you'd show me the people that America is in love with right now, and at least half of them don't fit that
The thing about Dana White's love for white Americans, I'd have to call it
a specific type of white American. He didn't have any love at all for Chris Weidman.
No, it's the corn-fed Midwesterner. But the thing is, coming from the corn-fed Midwest, we don't really see Dana White in his ilk as white.
Correct.
I mean, that's the funny thing. It's this unrequited love affair with the Midwest that isn't.
Which is exactly why people are still go online and you go talk about Dana White, the Jewish Dana White. They are calling him Dana Weiss. Dana Weiss is a.
It's not even you and your radar for anti-Semitism. It's anti-Irish. Okay, the Irish, the Sicilians, the Jews, they're all, if you're Matt Hughes or any other Midwesterner, it's all mixed together in this urban blend of foreign and weird.
I was trying to explain that to my wife when I tried to explain to her that she wasn't white. She said, well, yeah, look, you come from a culture, it's 98% racially homogenous, but you got to understand, in this country, when you open your mouth, you have stopped being white. Yes. And she didn't believe me until like after the 18,000th person asked her if she was Russian. She goes, yeah, I guess I am the other here. Okay, it makes sense.
Indeed. Yeah, white Americans don't know anything about Poland, but you tell them Slav means slave, and they say, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, she's on us and people say, Poland, it's like, yeah, windmills and tulips.
It's sad. Polak jokes used to be a thing, but now, an apology for using the slur. But no, now
it's not a slur. Actually, that is the way that, that's how you say a person from Poland.
I see.
It's not spelled the way we spell a derogatory.
I thought it was supposed to be Pole.
That's an Americanized version.
Because we made Polak a slur with decades of Polak jokes.
And we spell it differently, right?
It's a fucking slur. When I was a kid, you'd go to the store and there would be books of these jokes.
Yeah, but you know when it changed, don't you?
When?
Lech Walesa changed.
Oh, yeah, he was kind of a hero, wasn't he? But that was a long time ago, and we've forgotten all. And Pope John Paul II too.
Yeah, those two guys. Yeah, who used to work for the company that made Zyklon B, and there we get our Nazi reference in.
Yes, indeed. Late in the show, but coming through big.
Yeah, but that Pope, he was a Polish Pope, was a chemist in his pre-Pope life, and worked for the company that created Zyklon B, the same gas they used in the gas chambers. I'm not saying that the Pope was scheming to kill Jews. I'm just saying that he worked at that company. Come on, go lie down.
Talking to Popeye.
Yeah, he drinks a bunch of water and there's all this shit dribbling from his mouth and wants to come over and give love.
So speaking of Q ratings and what does WME want? Tyron Woodley, current champion, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. They want Wonderboy all day.
I think this is pretty much going to single-handedly guarantee that it depends on what's going on in Woodley's head, whether he's one of, they're like, there are two types of black folks. How about me being terribly reductionist?
I've heard this line before from some bigoted rednecks I know, and it doesn't end well. So
well, there's a kind that beliees that the
Have you seen that Chris Rock routine about the
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about psychomonographs in terms of the guy who believes that
this be like Jung's Imagos.
Yeah, state school. They didn't completely fucking fuck you over. Yeah, so this idea that the system is fucking skewed against you, and you're gonna get fucked no matter what you do. It's called the BTL, the born to lose thing. And then you get the other kind, the Jay-Z kind. I won't lose. Or also more commonly known as the West Indian.
I see. Back in the day, we called them runaways.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm predicting that. I think based on, I've done a deep dive on the guy's bio, based on where he is not the former, he is the latter. And
he's UFC champion, I would hope.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to beat the fucking wheels off of Thompson, because I think he comes into this fight.
Did you rewatch the fight?
I did, and I think he's going to come into this fight with what he did not have in the first fight, which is a certain amount of justifiable anger
and confidence. In the first fight, being in the cage with Thompson, he was baffled. He looked baffled for the first 2.5 rounds.
Yep.
And was backpedaling and was spooked. And then he figured out, Fancy Boy can't hurt me with his bullshit. And if I can get my hands on him, I can fuck this clown up.
Yep.
and he didn't go for. He went for the kill, but not enough.
Yep.
And Thompson's gritty. You got to hand it to the guy for being flashy and karate and all that shit and skinny white boy. He's got some fucking grit under there.
Yeah, no, you're not going 5 rounds with Woodley without any grit. I mean, Woodley has been a guy who I've been lukewarm on for a long time.
Because he's get the city, man. He is unpredictable.
Yeah, but I think that's been eluded by the fact that at this point
he's
fezzed up. He's fezzed. He's angry. He's angry. He's peeved. He's irked.
I've never heard fez as a synonym for angry before.
He's vexed. He's vexed. Yeah, it's a latter day hip hop. Fez.
I see fez. So, see, after the first Wu-Tang album, I was basically done with hip hop. I went back and checked out Outkast and Nas and Jay-Z after the fact.
Oh no, all the Wu-Tang offshoots are great. Ghostface Killer is.
Well, I kept up with Wu-Tang, but like after Wu-Tang, that was like basically it. I didn't like the Chronic, and I just I didn't like not Bismarck. Yeah, the big guy that got killed in the feud with Tupac.
Oh, Biggie.
I didn't like Biggie. I didn't much like Tupac.
I didn't like Tupac either. He was a punk, but I liked Biggie. So
they were both talented. I just didn't care. I didn't care for the mixes. I wanted the samples back, and so anyway. But this is that off topic. But
all right. So how much you paying for this fight?
$30.
So less than Khabib and Ferguson. Yeah, I guess that's right.
I've seen this fight before. It's not.
I'll go for 30. So we got no.
I mean, it's super relevant. Obviously, it's a title fight, and it's stylistically interesting. But last time, I could see this thing going terribly wrong. I mean, like Arlovsky Sylvia 3 wrong. I could see this turning to Shamrock Severn 2 in a dance-off kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. I'm not. That's not something I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
So there were flashes of great chemistry. There's some stylistic intrigue. Both guys are gritty. Both guys are going to have to dig deep and make multiple adjustments and adjust to the adjustments their opponent have made. That's the real thing. It's not who makes the adjustments.
Yeah, cut the palaver. What's your pick?
My pick. You're picking Woodley?
Mm-hmm.
I got to go with Thompson. I mean, come on. You're picking Woodley right in front of me?
Kid Not Hate takes the 100-foot cliff dive into total stupidity.
Yeah, you don't get to pick your fight in a race war. And Woodley's racial.
Yeah, all right.
Woodley played the race card. I mean, I was reading the comments even on Bloody Elbow about this shit, and it's just like the guy is from Ferguson, Missouri. Less than 3 years ago, the fucking National Guard had tanks in the street of his hometown over racial unrest. And I'm not going to get into the Michael Brown thing. I don't know about Brown, whether he shouldn't have been shot. Okay, whatever. He stole a cigar or whatever. Shouldn't be dead. But that city has systematically fucking exploited its residents of all colors, but especially black people, in a brutal, heinous revenue-making scheme, where traffic tickets turn into jail sentences and shit. Of course he's upset. I mean, fucking Christ. You get these people in the comments that are like, I'm not racist. There's no racists in Americans anymore. I'm tired. Why are you complaining about racism, boy? And it's just like, did you just say boy? And like, if you're so not racist, why don't you listen to black people when they say they've got issues? I mean, because maybe they would know. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
what is it? Somebody Greg Ginn. Oh no, it was Chuck Dukowski.
Greg Ginn.
No, Chuck Dukowski. No, he said Chuck Dukowski at one point told me something is no excuse for non-performance. He was talking about something music related, but I like that idea of what excuse works for non-performance. There is no excuse for non-performance.
No.
I mean that's but
he's performing. Woodley's performing.
Exactly. So that's why I give him. That's why I.
And even if you're WME, the racial thing. Otherwise, if he hadn't brought up racial issues, I'm sorry, but dude is just a boring jock with a neck beard. If he's not racially conscious, I mean, it's not like there's some personality just dying to come out.
So we're talking Q ratings, and
I think being the racially provocative or whatever. I mean,
but also we also know that what he was talking about, and a lot of guys got caught up in this. I'm looking at you, Rory McDonald. He's talking about the old UFC versus the new UFC. If you had given him 6 months of the new UFC when he found himself doing Duracell commercials and doing Dannon yogurt commercials and maybe even got a Jerry Rice chicken helmet, you know, he could, you know, he might, you know, he might have had a different. So he's dealing with the last fumes of the bald one Fertitta era, in which case he's 100% on the money. They've seen. I mean, Chris Weidman might jump in there with you. What, Weidman? Well, you think people think I'm Jewish? Or you're not going to give me the push? What? Because I'm not from fucking Nebraska.
See,
what?
You're misreading the bigotry of the middle America, dude. It's not so anti-Semitic because I can tell you.
Oh, you're wrong about that.
No. The Jews read us foreign and strange, but so do Italians and so do Irish Catholics. I'm telling you, if you show up as an Irish Catholic from New
Nate
York,
would know.
What?
How would he know so well? I'm telling you what they say at the meet.
I'm telling you, if some Catholic guy from New York showed up at my family reunion, there would be some tongues wagging. We welcome him in. We've got a very diverse family now, but it would be noted, okay? It would be noted, you know?
So, you friends with the Pope?
the Black Pope? You playing Rome again, boy? Yeah,
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, I mean, Dana White thinking he's white. Ha ha. But
yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, but I think Thompson actually has a chance to win this because I do think that he had Woodley spooked with his movement and his footwork. He just couldn't quite get the timing. He wasn't cutting off the cage, and he wasn't aggressive enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if he could get a little bit of the vibe he had with Johnny Hendricks, where he seized on that. But man, after Woodley cracked him and took everything he had, I don't know that he's gonna spook Woodley ever. I'm starting to regret this pick, but here I am. Like I said, you don't get to pick your sides in a race war, man. I mean, you know.
I'm with you, dude. Just way back here behind the car.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna go get help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get help.
Yeah, go Aryan Brotherhood. I'll see y'all back in the cells. I'll be back in the. I'm going to sweep up the cells, guys, because you got this handled, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So we got our picks. Everything's dialed. They got the money amount. But you want to know why I'm
add up the math. Do the math, please.
Oh God.
Put your fancy West Coast Ivy League education.
Okay. So let's see. We 15 for Mark Hunt. 10 for Lando, 25. I put 30. You got 35. I got 30. So that's 60 for me, 65 for you. So 95 for you, 90
See,
for me.
if anybody from WME is watching this, they're going, if these idiots are representative of any percentage of our fan base, we're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
So we probably should do this because our fans are going to be going, our viewers are going to be going, hey, assholes, when they raise the pay-per-view price to $90.
Hey, I'm right up there with Donald Cerrone. Got no idea what numbers are.
Just happy to be here. How much is this many? He says.
Yeah. It's like when I used to go to other countries, the guy would say, that's going to be how long? And I would just stand at the coins in my hand, and the guy would have to lean over and take the right amount of Deutschmarks out of my hand. I was like, I don't know. Monopoly money to me, baby.
Yeah. You know, when I went to England, I had to get my ex-wife to translate because the Limeys wouldn't understand what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I almost got in a bar fight with that guy. It was like, I don't know what language you're speaking, but this is England. So yeah, man, I got that, but I just can't understand you. Sorry. Okay. But
so you couldn't understand him.
No, but I said maybe it's American TV. And
I could understand, but I couldn't make myself understood.
No. It was the other way. So all right, so Hal McGregor, if this didn't make you go, oh, for half a second, they're now talking about and it's been a long time talking about it, right? Anderson Silva, boxing. Did you see that flag? Somebody
with Roy Jones Jr.?
Yeah.
Roy Jones has been trying to get that fight going forever.
It doesn't matter because for one small second even, it made you take your eyes off of the McGregor Mayweather thing. It made you fucking blink. And if you are McGregor and you're smart, you go, ho, 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 oh, you want to play that way, huh? You think it's just a case of MMA versus boxing. You think that you could just say any generic, not
Let's
generic.
put it in terms Connor himself might understand. Let's say you find yourself drinking with the little people, right? And you're in the magical.
You mean leprechauns?
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm Irish enough to not want to say, the names.
I got it.
You're with the fairy folk, and you're drinking, and it's magical, and the castle and everything, and then there's like a glint, of reality there, and you realize you're actually in a mud hole, drinking out of mushroom caps, and, you need to get the fuck out of there before sunrise. I think that was if McGregor's paying attention, that should be what he gets from that. Is like, yeah, let's go back to MMA, guys. This is
yeah.
No win. There's no winning for McGregor in the Mayweather. Well, I mean, if he could get Mayweather in the boxing ring with him, yeah, that's a huge win because it's such a huge fucking payday. I mean,
yeah, but it just. I mean, he's on ice until the kid, so
yeah.
Which is good for him because he wants there to be he's enjoying the contrapuntal, Here's MMA with McG. Here's MMA without McG. Let's look at the numbers of with and let's look at the numbers without, because then we can plot a future that makes sense for both of us.
It's McGregor's world. We just live in it.
Yeah, right.
And it's like without the straw that stirs the drink. What do you got?
Yeah, right. Right. That's right. So anyway, okay.
That's our show. And sorry we overpaid for the pay-per-view, but we're enthusiasts. What can we say? And remember, Eugene, this is a wrong show with the thumbs up. That's not the thumbs up is the thumb. Give us a like because there's 80 people watching and we've got like 5 likes.
So you think I was doing that to the audience? I was just doing that to you.
And I didn't even talk about how badly your tie is tied today. Come on, look in the mirror.
Oh, really? I thought it was great, man. Last night was jacked up. This is really nice. Look at it.
That's how you know it's asymmetrical. There's no wrinkle in the middle. You need to get that little wrinkle, that one little wrinkle in the middle.
Says the man in the dirty T-shirt.
Hey, this is a clean T-shirt. I showered.
It took you a second to dispute. Hey, is it? Oh, I turned it inside out, so it's clean today.
No, my pajama pants. Now these fuckers are dirty.
You don't want to know about the pajama pants, please. So
they're very.
Anyway, all right. So let's.
Give us a like, the icon. Subscribe to MMANation.com on YouTube. Subscribe to MMA Nation on iTunes. Get the audio without the ugly. We are looking into the RSS feed problem. If you have an RSS feed problem, let us know. And tell us what service you're using to subscribe to the podcast so we can try to figure out what the fuck. Read me at bloodyelbow.com. Follow us on Twitter at KidNate, at Eugene S. Robinson. Read Eugene at Aussie.com. Vice's Fightland thing of the past, but you can look at his archives. Am I missing a plug?
Yeah, at Eugene S. Robinson, but you got I got an Instagram handle, Mr. Sleep 3. Also
on Instagram.
Yeah, if you don't have any posts on your Instagram, I won't okay you because I assume you're a spy. And if you do have posts and are trying to be cute and you block me until I let you in, realize this is like the penis play back in first grade. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. Nah, you will always have to show me yours first.
You were playing that game with other boys, Eugene?
Nah, some girl did that to me and dragged me in the bathroom, and I said, all right, well, you go first. And then she kind of pulled her pants down. I was like, and I ran out. She goes, you promised. And you can repeat it over the course of my life, I guess. You promised.
I see. Yeah. You promised. Yeah. All right. So that's all our plugs. That's our show. This is the last show of the week. We'll have 6th round tomorrow night after the fights with Zane and Eddie Mercado. I will be camping with Cub Scouts at NASA. Camping in NASA, so I shouldn't tell this because stalkers, but whatever.
Yeah, I give everything to everybody. But guys got my home phone number. I was like, you're gonna stalk King Stalk? You're gonna crank King Crank? Go ahead. This is the guy who used to show up at people's houses for shit they said on the internet.
Indeed. If you want to fuck with NASA, come on down.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I think there's security there. All right, so that's our show. 6th round. Eugene will have Knuckle Up on Sunday, and next week.
That's a secret. technically Knuckle Up is a Monday show, but sometimes for the secret people, they get to see it
Sometimes.
live on Sunday night.
There you go. There you go. And then next week we'll have all the regular stuff. We'll have If I Did It Back on Tuesdays, Care Don't Care on Wednesdays, et cetera, et cetera. So sorry for my holiday chaos because of my family vacation. So adios, MMA aficionados. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Eugene.
Later, man. Bye-bye.